Today we're going to be looking at some switching puzzles I'm planning on building. I've been looking for a way to run some trains and entertain some time without building an entire empire. These puzzles are a great way to lay some track and run some trains. They can be built as simple as some snap track on the dining room table, broken down before dinner time, or as a more elaborate permanent shelf layout. On the screen are a few variations of the two most popular games, the Inglenook and Time Saver puzzles. These are all meant to fit on a 4 foot wide by 12-inch shelf. As well as being fun, these are also great to help visualize operations and yard planning. Uh, you can see here I've included two versions of a roundhouse to show how they'll fit into your layouts. These are a great way to see how you can transfer this directly to your future empire. First up, we have the original Inglenook. I won't go deep into the rules for each game. This build only requires 2 turnouts and a few feet of track. The idea here is that the space is limited and you must coordinate your movements in order to spot the trains on the main line to make either a 3 or 5 car consist. You may have one of these already built into a larger layout. You could block off some of the track and limit the space so you can play the game by the rules. Again, these can be made as complicated or as simple of a layout as you require. If you like to change things up, then some snap track is the way to go. If you like to model scenery and realism, you can get super prototypical. Just remember to leave access for the switches and room for uncoupling. Second layout here I like to call the Inglenook Plus design. This design can be stretched out a little depending on the turnouts used. In this game, each lead is kept short, so you can only spot 1 car per. You have a facing and trailing leads to compete with. The runaround in this is an awkward spot. The rules are you have 5 cars on the board, and the goal is to build a 3-car train plus the loco on the main. Keep in mind when you're planning this, you have to consider the size of your loco and cars. You need to be able to clear the switch on the main with 1 car plus the power. This layout could be upsized to a 5-car, and all the leads could be increased to hold 2 cars. Next, we have the traditional time saver. I won't go deep into the rules here, but the goal is to spot specific cars in specific locations. All these games work as a set of car cards with shuffling the deck and having fun. The next 2 layouts are a variation just to visualize how curving the track or flipping a turnout can change the appearance and the complexity of the games. These games can be incorporated directly into your layout. This layout here isn't really a game, but a cool interchange that I saw. All the trains here can run on all 4 tracks and get to all 4 other tracks. The idea here would be that you could use this in a large passenger depot, replicated multiple times, and have multiple spots to park the large trains coming into this large passenger depot. This layout here is to show that I don't have all the planning kinks worked out. This layout doesn't have a runaround, making it impossible to connect the consist without additional power from down the main line. That could be a feature, but I think to make this game more usable, it would need a way to address the facing and trailing leads. Here's my attempt at overcorrecting this by adding 2 runarounds. This version addresses the failure of the others by eliminating the need for the runaround by treating the track on the left as a dedicated lead. This shows how sometimes eliminating something may be a better solution than adding more on. It can also be a cost savings as turnouts can get pricey. This layout here is based on an industry exchange I saw while I was clicking around on Google Maps. I'm not totally sure how it would be switched or what the game would be, but I like to show how sometimes planning you may need to build it and play with it to see what works and how it functions. The goal here is to have fun and keep busy. These layouts are a great way to get started in operations and build your way up to a bigger empire. That's going to be it for this one. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of content or you have any comments on the layouts that we have or want to share ideas about what you've done for your types of switching puzzles.